start from March onwards. So that day I told you that MCQs, then we have got Vivas, projects, and all the components which I told you that will be there. So I'll just inform you. Just hold on for a minute. Yes. Uh, we have got Viva, we have got MCQs, and we'll be having two assignments also. So I'll start with the assignment, and then I'll be going for these quizzes, that is Viva, which will be of 20 marks. 5 marks will be there. There will be 4 Vivas. So that will be conducted, and 2 assignments and 1 project. So that I'll be telling you that we have to be prepared with the project also. And for that project, we have got nearly, I think, 70 students in our class. So 70 students are there. So the thing is that we have to prepare groups. You might be knowing that you have for Viva, you should have a project, and from the project, whatever you are doing, I'll be asking questions on the basis of that project. So since we are having a group of 70, so the thing is that we have to prepare groups at that time. So I will request you to start forming your groups. Now, on the contrary, I will say that a group of 4 will be sufficient to cover up, because a group of 5 or 6, it will not work. Too big a group, you will be very uncomfortable working, because there are a lot of members and time will be wasted with a huge group. A large group means a liability, and a short group, there are 4 students where you can definitely you will enjoy the project, the topic. Now, since we have limited lectures, I request you that you start forming groups of 4 students, and you have to send me the names on mail. I hope you understand, all of you. Yes, Ali Asgar, Satvik, Akash, Shruti, did you follow what I said?
Yes, sir.
So, group of 4, I think you should not exceed 4, because the problem will be it will be a crowd, and definitely you will not enjoy working over there. Especially I have seen when I take Vivas, then some students they are not able to answer questions. It is only because of the thing that they have not participated in the project. So don't have a very big project. It will unnecessarily burden you only. So if you are having 5 students, 6 students, I have seen that the project doesn't get completed over there. 4 students is okay, because we have got a group of 70. So please give me the names in my mail ID by the end of this say week, by Sunday. You can very well send me a mail. And now the time has come. We have to start off with the evaluations. So I must know your group members also. So you can contact your other colleagues, friends, and whom you want in your group. You can also send them WhatsApp also that 4 students we want in a group. Now sometimes it does happen that you are not able to get the 4 students. I don't mind that if you are having 3 students. If you are having 3 students, it's okay. There is nothing wrong. But 4 students is ideal, because everybody will contribute towards the project, and in Viva will be very interesting. We have marks over there also. So project and Viva, the thing you have to be very. This thing we have already completed number of lectures. I think 6 lectures we have already completed. Today we will be completing 8. So you have to select a suitable topic from the syllabus. You can only do it, and see that obviously it should not be copy paste, And the thing is that it should be, uh, see, if you are comfortable with the PPT format, then I think that will work, PPT format. Because, yes, Shruti, are you actually comfortable with PPT format? Suppose there are four students, then everybody should prepare at least about six slides.
Yes,
So,
sir. It's fine.
so 6 multiplied by 4, Shruti, it will be 24. So, four
Yes.
students, no. So, six students, I mean, six slides is nothing. So, like that, I think we can have a breakup because in the word format, again, I don't know how many of you will be comfortable. If you are comfortable with the word format and whatever we are done, I don't mind because I'll be asking questions in why was there are marks. So in PPT, what it happens, if you have done your part over there, say first six or say from 7 to say 12, then you know that your contribution is this. So in that case, I can ask questions on only whatever you have done in the PPT. Is it correct? Yes, Devansh. So Arangi, have you understood first of all? Akash.
Yes, sir.
So please circulate. I think yes, Dale, Agnes, any problem? Shruti, can you do one thing? You can send WhatsApp also to your, I mean, the group. I think you must have formed the group, no?
Yes, sir. We have a group.
Then in that group, you can circulate this. Four students you can very well have in a group. Maximum, minimum
Okay.
you can have three also. I don't mind. It is up to you only. If you are not able to find the fourth colleague, it is up to you. So select a topic from the syllabus, Shruti, that you have to write specifically over there. The topic
Okay.
should be from the syllabus.
Okay, sir.
So four students by the end of this week, you have to give me the names, and you can send
Okay.
me on mail IDs. Chat box also you can send. But as far as possible, mail ID you can send. The college mail ID is already with you, and you can very well send by the end of this week. By Sunday you can send it. You have got
Yes, sir.
sufficient time. I think that will be better, no, Shruti? What is your inputs?
Yes, sir. Can we use sheets, sir, so that everyone can put their group name and
Yeah, yeah.
topics? It
Yes,
will
yes,
be
yes,
great.
yes. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. I agree with this.
All right.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
I want the group names, say group number one, group number two, group number three.
Yes.
So that will be easy
Okay.
for me also. So send the groups. You can send it on my mail so that I will also come to know what are the topics that you have selected and what are the group members' names also. You don't have to write all the details. Just write me the names of the students and the topic which you have selected. So this will
Okay.
make a start now because already I think 1 month, 20 days or say 22 days, we already finished. And all the slides will be there on your teams that you don't have to worry about the material and everything. It will be available. But I always say uh, that there is a lot of material available online also. Please go there also and get some additional knowledge because this is your last year and I respect the last year. And I know that good placements and everything will come and they are coming also. And see that because due to Corona, I know there are constraints and everything. I don't know how the situation is there. But certainly I expect that it is opening up. That's what I'm thinking about it. Anyway, that's another thing. But start preparing the groups. We'll be having one assignment also. I'll be giving you. Of course, that will start in March. From March, the evaluation because college has given me the due dates and everything. So on that particular date, you'll be receiving the first assignment also that you have to give. So like that, evaluation pattern will start. So go through the slides and everything. Your MCQs also will be there, and we have to four MCQs are there, 5 marks. So you have to score because the thing is that this is your last this thing exam. and I wish you best of luck because you have to see that you do well. Slides are already there. You can ask questions in the class also or there also. Any questions are there? Satwik, any questions? Amisha, any questions? Yes, Tanmay, any questions?
So, so the groups will be made based on the topics. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Shruti, just now she has told that she will take the lead and in WhatsApp group it will be there. You have already formed the WhatsApp group. Please expedite, see that the names are there and because everybody will come to know about this as quick as possible because you know it is a very short course. I mean, we don't have 4 credits over here. Yes, Satvik.
Yes, sir. Can we go solo?
No. Solo, see, this is a group exercise. I want you because see, the purpose of this is when you will be going to working in a company, then in that case, you have to work in groups. The purpose of this is doing a group project is to work together. You understand, Satvik? So the thing is that, you know, you must be in some group. Maybe the group may be, say, three. That's okay. But you have to see that you work together because tomorrow you'll be working as managers. Don't forget that. And you have to take the team together also. So in that case, you have to work together and under a common platform. And there, the thing is that working together, it's a force, it's a show of strength. In an organizations, basically, we need groups over there because you cannot work alone in companies. So don't go alone, don't go solo. Yes, any other question? Arpit, any other question? Darren, Ritika, any other question?
No, sir.
So, sir, minimum is two or
No.
three.
See, three you can have. See, I'll tell you because three you must have because you see a good quality project will help you because if you are going in companies, you know, they require quality today. I am seeing, I had a lot of workshops in companies and I'm seeing that basically if you have the quality, sustainability is there, you'll be there for a longer period. You can get good salaries, promotions and everything. So quality of
Can
the
you?
project
What are
already.
these
Yes, yes.
companies?
Agnelis.
Yeah. What are these companies looking in for BCA students? Like,
Yeah.
can you
See,
mention?
no. Wait a minute. Agnes, already you have the
Yes.
competitive advantage. You don't worry about that. College has already, you are done in BCA course, basically you have the technology advantage. So you don't have to worry about now because you are already all technology students and that competitive advantage is already with you. Now you just have to go over there and as I told Satvik also, so the thing is that just the group formations and everything, be prepared to work in groups also. You understand, Dale? So
Mm,
technology advantage already you have
what is
competitive
it
advantage
like?
is already there.
And I'm not asking for competitive. I was asking for the skills involved. What type of skills the companies were wanting us to be good at? Like,
So, see, because different companies they come, different companies have got different requirement, different wants, different preferences. So you have to start working on it and learn to be adaptable, whichever job is there. Because the thing is that different companies may have got different job requirements. We cannot universalize it. So there, basically, when they come, they will come with a specific offer, and I hope that you will accept it because the thing learning is progress. I always say, learn to be adaptable, learn to be flexible, and definitely it will pay you in the long run because this is the year. I know there is a corona over there, and this is a handicap also. I do agree, but I also said that there are opportunities when these challenges they come. It comes with opportunities also. So don't forget that there are opportunities also. Whenever there are problems, there are latent opportunities in the market, and that you will be definitely you take advantage of the opportunities. Some companies will come. Don't worry about these things. College will take care about the students. So don't worry. Yes, Ritika, you have any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Now I am going to the slides now. See, there are some more slides. Last time I told you that it is the rules and regulations, especially when you are working with e-commerce. There are one or two more slides that I'll be putting. Yesterday, I have put one slide, and that we'll be discussing now. As I told you, the rules should be the same for everyone. It should not favor Amazon. It should not favor Flipkart. It should not favor the local traders. So here we have to see, because those local traders who are doing business for the last 100 to 200 years, they should not be left in the dark over there, because they have also done a good duty. They have served the society. And now the change is coming, so you cannot just throw them out. This is what I told. So Indian government also, they are taking care that there should be a equal level playing field where everybody should work together over there. And then obviously, who makes more money, that is another thing. But the thing is, the starting point, everybody should be on the same platform. The rules should be the same for everyone. And I am telling you, this is in all countries. I am not talking only about India. You go to Europe, you go to US, the rules are the same for everyone. We are not favoring anyone. Don't take the thing. We are not favoring Amazon. We are not favoring Flipkart or any other company over there. I'll be showing you the rules, and you study the rules. You see, the rules are the same for everyone. Otherwise, what will happen? These traders who are near your house, who are doing business, they'll be left out. And this should not happen, because the thing is that society also needs them as it progresses. So with this, I am going to the slides now, and you see the slides. Some more slides will also be there in your teams, and see that what are the changes which are. Of course, this slides which I am putting, they are subject to change. Government of India, they are looking at it from all directions, and the rules and regulations, they keep on changing. We have to keep on looking at it. You can read the newspapers, Economic Times, Business Standard, Financial Express. Everywhere you can see that there are some changes which are also going on in the society. I mean, in the society, in a big way in the world. So the thing is that changes are there. These rules also, which I am telling you, they may subject to change also. I don't know about after 1 month or 2 months. These rules may also be modified, amended, changed. We don't know, because things are happening so fast that the rules, they keep on changing very fast also. Even Companies Act also, it has undergone a lot of modifications over there, and new acts which are there in the markets, they have come, because we have to move on with times. So that is the reason we cannot be stagnant and be left behind, and we have to keep on moving as per the requirements over there. So today I'll be showing you some slides, which I think one or two slides I have already put in the teams. I'll be putting more today also. So there also, if you have got doubts, you can ask questions. So today I'm going to share option. I hope there is no more questions which are there. And even if they are there, you can ask me, because at the end of the session, I always give you 5-10 minutes to respond. So there you can ask me any questions. So should I go ahead now with the share content? Yes, Deepa Kumari, should I go ahead?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay, right. Now let us go for this. First of all, before going to the rules and everything, now there are 10 most common challenges faced by e-commerce businesses. Now, whether it is a small business or big business, I hope you can see the slides from that angle. Yes, Shruti, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This I have already put in the teams. You can very well go through it. Now, this is something which is latest one. This is not the old one. Now, here we have to see finding the right products to sell. Now, here the thing is that in e-commerce, you have to understand what are the products that the customer wants. So, shopping cart platforms like Shopify have eliminated many barriers of entry. Anyone can launch an online store within days and start selling all sort of products. Now, here Amazon is taking over the e-commerce world with their massive online product catalog. Their marketplace and fulfillment services have enabled sellers from all over the world to reach easily, to reach paying customers. Now here you have to understand Amazon, I don't have to say anything. All of you know it. So the thing is, I don't have to. Only thing is that what I wanted to make it clear that what are the products that the people want? What are the products that the customer wants? Have you studied it? So when you will be working in big companies, you will be having a research and development or R&D cell over there. So research and development, you have to find out what the customer wants. What the customer wants. This is very important. So that you will come to know by your survey or questionnaire. So this research work, you have a separate department. Amazon also has a separate department. Every company for that matter, it has to do a little bit of research. So what the customer wants. Unless you are with the customer, I don't think that you will be successful. So this AliExpress also is there. They are simplified product sourcing by giving access to Chinese manufacturers within a couple of clicks. So here a lot of things are coming. I'm telling you. So all of this has made it very difficult for retailers to source unique products unless they decide to manufacture your own. Now manufacturing, of course, as I told you that here in India also we are going to make in India, and we have already started. Our government of India, they have already started. They said that make in India, we have to start manufacturing our own products. Anyway, but still, since we are a globalized country, we also believe that working together with the world, that will also something which we have accepted in 1991, and it is a two-way process. That means, as an Indian citizen, as a customer in India, I also want some products which are, say, from Japan or from Singapore or say from Belgium or France. I want the right products. So the thing is that the first point is concerning this. Then so this we know. So the retailers, the thing is that I know they are finding it a little difficult. It is because of the entry of big companies like Amazon who are coming to the market in a big way. Now here the thing is that is the reason I am saying that basically government of India is also, they know this problem, that basically this smaller retailers, they are finding it difficult to adjust to the new situations. But I told you that day also that adjustability, adaptability holds the key. So let us see that there are, the thing is that we have to adapt. You cannot say that the same model will work in future also. We have to keep on changing the models also, the business model. I agree that for the last, say, 60, 70 or more years, a particular model may have worked, but the online model is here to stay because there are three things which the customer wants. It is the pricing, number one. Number two is the quality, and third is faster delivery of services. So customer basically is looking at this. He's a matured customer and he's well aware about the situation in the market. Then attracting the perfect customer. Now here, online shoppers don't shop the same way as they used to back in the day. Now you know very well because every day there is some changes which are going on. They will not shop the way as they used to back in the day. They use Amazon to search for products, not just Google. So they ask for recommendations on social media. They use their smartphones to read product reviews while in store and pay for purchases using all sorts of payments methods. See, I told you that the customer is not the same. Now you are giving him a lot of options. So the payment methods, there are also so many methods are there. You can go for Google Pay, Phone Pay, and we have even Paytms in India. Then we have other options also. So customer is happy. A lot of payments methods are there. And product reviews also, you know that very well. Smartphones, you can very well go and read the product reviews also. So here the customer is also very alert about all these developments. So lots have changed, including the way they consume content and communicate online also. They get easily distracted with technology and social media. Now, social media or technology, you know that basically everything, something new is happening over there, and retailers must figure out where their audience is, and how to attract them efficiently without killing their marketing budgets. Now, here the thing is that this marketing budgets today, the art of marketing, how you market your product, that has also changed. You cannot market your products the old way which you used to do before, because retailers at that time or wholesalers at that time, you know how they marketed their products. So there, basically, these banners and these huge these things, they used to pay a lot of money for advertising, pamphlets. Then all these methods were there, different marketing methods. Today, these websites and all these things are coming. So the social medias and everything. So you can very well see that everybody has to earn their bread and butter. Now, whether it is a retailer or even online, because today you see the online mode has come, and thanks to this corona also, it has happened. People sitting in the houses, they are getting the product they need, obviously the right product also. So attracting the perfect customer, I told you that it is about the market segmentation. You have to segment the market, means breaking the market into pieces. And secondly, the thing is that target marketing is also there. You have to target the right type of customers also. So here you have to understand the perfect customer should be there, which will be there because marketing is a concept. The thing is that it should create long-term relations with the customer. The customer is with you throughout as the company is there. So customer is giving you the bread and butter, give him what he wants. He is ready to pay. Don't worry about the payment and everything. And we should not get irritated what the customer wants. Obviously, he is seeing here and there and he is asking for some modifications in the product. But you should give it because that will help you, to maintain a long-term relationship with the customer. So generating targeted traffic, that is also very, very important. So digital marketing channels, they are evolving. Retailers can no longer rely one type of the channel to drive traffic to their online stores. So generating, targeted traffic, whatever your targets are there, and you can generate more and more traffic over there. So they must effectively leverage SEO, PPC, email, ads, and retargeting mobile shopping engines and affiliates to help drive qualified traffic to their online stores. They must be visible when their audience is paying attention. Now, here the thing is that, as I told you, in marketing it does happen that we have to always, sorry, the targeted marketing or segmented marketing. That means where you are going, who is your customer. First of all, if you know it, it will be the job will be 50% done. You have to just service the customer, get in touch with the customer by internet or other social medias and everything. There also you can display the products across the world. You know who are your customers, and as I told you, that traffic, and because people they become interested. So targeted traffic, that also is there. Then capturing the quality leads. Now this is also very, very important because leads are very important. The online retailers are spending a significant amount of money driving traffic to their online stores. Now we should get the leads also. Who is the right customer? We have just now seen one point. Now targeting customer, that means we should know where. Suppose there are 100 customers. I mean 100 people over there. Who is your customer? Who is interested in a product? So quality leads. It is very, very important. The reason is this that we have to select the right type of customers. So online retailers are spending a significant amount of money driving traffic to their online stores. More and more people should be interested. We should know their preferences, taste, and everything. So with conversion rates ranging from between 1% to 3%, they must put a lot of efforts in generating leads in order to get the most of their marketing efforts. See, with the minimum investment or costing, we should have more traffic that is generated, and we should get good leads also, quality leads. Not only the leads, I'm using the word quality leads, it should be there. So that is very, very important. And obviously, the thing is that the budget should be within your this thing. Otherwise, the budget should not exceed your expectations. If you are spending, say, about 50,000, then don't exceed that budget because you have allocated that money. So the next, the money is in the list. Obviously, you can spend more and more money on marketing. Now, today, the thing, websites and everything, you can display your products there also. So building an email subscriber list is key for long-term success. Now, you must know that who are your products, and because you will be reaching by mail only to them. So not only will help you communicate your message, but it will also allow you to prospect better using tools such as Facebook, then custom audiences and everything. So there also, because you must get the leads, who are your customers, and today, fortunately, this emails are there, internets are there. You can reach your customers very easily also. You don't have to physically go over there unless you are called by that particular customer, maybe a corporate customer. So sometimes it does happen out of say 100, physically they may call you. It's quite possible. I am not saying because customer is a customer. We cannot universalize that whether sometimes it does have, online also you can do it because online you can reach a number of customers, quality leads you will be getting. So that is again very important. So nurturing the ideal prospects. Now here the thing comes. Having a large email list is worthless if you are not actively engaging with subscribers. Only having large email list is not important, but you have to actively engage with subscribers. So a small percentage of your email list will actually convert into paying customers. So it may happen that you have got 100 email. That means email list is already with you of 100 people. In that case, it is very important. You have to actively engage with these subscribers. That may be out of 100, say maybe 20, 30, okay, which actually convert into paying customers. You have to make them customers. Now, actually, I may call them as a potential customers, but you have to convert that into the customers, ideal prospects. So, nonetheless, retailers must also deliver value with their email marketing efforts. So, retailers who are there, you must understand that you have to deliver value with an email because value in the sense something good because whatever they want, the customer wants a particular product. If you give them, then he is with you. Now, if you don't give the right quality or some substandard product or something which is a substitute, he may not be that happy. So don't try to convince that way to the customer because he wants a particular design or quality. Then you should not give something else which will definitely hurt him. So online retailers put a lot of focus on communicating product, offering as well as promotions, and prospects need more than that. Now you know that basically as a customer, because he's seeing a lot of advertisements in social media, in newspapers, here and there, media also. So he's looking everywhere, and he's a matured prospect. Then in that case, if you want to target that particular prospect, then you have to update your products. These online retailers, you have to put lot of focus on communicating product offerings. So if the right type of product is there, he's going to buy your products and he'll be a long-term customer also, as well as promotions also. So value and entertainment goes a long way, but that requires more work. So the thing is that value goes a long way because you have to keep on studying the customer, put him in your database, and you will definitely find that as you mature or customer matures, the company also matures. I mean, they both will earn. Customer will get satisfaction, and obviously the that company will get money. This Amazon is a good example, and I'm telling you, not only example. In India, there are a lot of online companies who are there, and they are also updating themselves, and they are saying that online process it is here to stay. We know that online business we cannot rely on the traditional models. Even these traditional retailers, they are also converting themselves to the new business models which are available today. They know very well that their existence will be there because they will also have their websites or something like that, so that they will be also have a better connectivity with the customers. So converting
Saying
shoppers
that
into
more
yes, yes.
like shoppers are going for e-commerce. Yeah.
Anybody has got any question? Okay, I'm going to the next one. I'm coming in just 5-10 minutes. If anybody has got questions, definitely we'll be discussing this now. Give me just 5-7 minutes. First, let me finish. I'll just talk to you. So, nurturing the ideal projects, prospects. Now, you know very well that ablations are very, very important in the product services. So the thing is that you have to focus not only on the product but your quality of services also, because some customers they are very, very sentimental, especially the corporate ones. So there we are to large corporate ones and say maybe some firms or like that. So you don't dilute your qualities. That's what my message is there. So nurturing the ideal prospects means you have to actively engage. And here I am talking about the shoppings into paying customers. So driving quality traffic and nurturing leads is the key if you want to close the sale. See, quality traffic, that means the person who are really interested over there in your product. That is very important. Sometimes they just they are not interested. They make the inquiry, but they are not with you for a long period of time or maybe for a short period. And nurturing leads, that means you have to be after them if you want to close the sale. They can be converted. They have shown the interest. So at a certain point, you need to convert those leads in order to pay for your marketing campaigns. So here the thing is that you need to convert these leads in order to pay to your marketing campaigns. The retailers must constantly optimize their efforts in converting both email leads as well as website visitors into customer. This is very, very important. They have shown interest in your products. Then if you communicate the right way, definitely, because there's oral communication, right, written communications. So all this, you have to see a combination of all these things will definitely work. And if you take the customer on board, he'll be happy. So conversion optimization is a continuous process. Now this process of converting the prospects into customers, this is going to be a continuous process. It will be because as I told you, marketing when you talk about it is maintaining a long-term relationship or scientific relationship with the customer. And customer is not only a customer, don't call him a customer, he is a stakeholder. He is the stakeholder. So the thing is that he is part and parcel of your, progress. That is also there. And another thing is retaining customer. We call that as a customer retention. So attracting new customers is more expensive. I always say in my marketing lessons that basically if you want to go for a new customer and it will take a long time, I'm telling you. It's really in practice, if you go, then it will be a long time. It's more expensive also than retaining the current ones. If you have a current customers, the customer retention is very, very important. Once the customer is there, I have seen many of the companies, they don't give that much attention to the existing customers. On the contrary, they will go and search for new and new customers. See, sometimes the existing customers, not sometimes, but very often, if the current customers are there, they will definitely canvas for you. There is a mouth publicity, and definitely they are less expensive also because they will definitely bring another 10 customers for you. So satisfy them first rather than going in the market and finding some new customers or new prospects over there. So retailers must implement tactics to help them get the most out of their customer base to increase the customer lifetime value. Okay, retailers must implement tactics now to help them. Tactics means a small, what you can call it as a tricks also, short-term goals also you can say, because we have to see the most out of their customer. See that the customer what exactly. That is the reason you must have the customer's data in your base so that you can very well contact the customer at the right time, and there should be just like a professional relationship between the company and the customer also, and achieving profitable long-term goal. Now ultimately every company wants sales to increase. Now, increasing sales is one way to grow the business, but in the end, what matters most is profitability. See, sometimes the sales are increasing, but I'm telling you, in finance, we also want to see that the profits also increase because that is our bread and butter. Lot of sales, sometimes people think, I'm telling you, sometimes people they think by increasing the sales, their job is done. So this is halfway. So that should be converted into profits also. See, if money is coming, it's okay. But profitability, especially the bottom line, or I am saying about the net profit, that also should increase. That is very important. Sometimes, I have seen that a lot of people they focus on sales. It's a good thing that they should focus on sales. But obviously, there is no universal formula that if you increase the sales, the profit is going to increase. So you have to see that the sales, basically when money is coming, then you have to utilize the money in the right way, especially the marketing campaigns. So online retailers must always find ways to cut the inventory cost. Now here the thing is that I am always saying in e-business, basically when you are going for this e-business, the inventory cost should be bare minimum or try to make it as far as possible. I know zero, it is very difficult, but you can cut down as much as possible, improve the marketing efficiency. You have to see that because everything in e-business, we believe that technology holds the key and marketing efficiency, connectivity with the customer, suppliers, even retailers, everything is important. So reducing the overheads in the sense other expenses like staff salaries or electricities or other things. Overhead is a very big because so many expenses it has to be reduced by e-channels and everything. Definitely it can happen. Stay connected with the supplier, stay connected with the client, the customers, warehouses if it is there. So it is through all e-channels that you are connected over there. You need less manpower. Okay. Then sometimes you may also since supplier is there, inventory cost you can also bring it down. You can tell the supplier, yes, I want the inventory at such and such time or period. So like this, and then reduce the shipping cost also. You can think in advance about this and try to see that the costs are minimized and control order returns. That is also there. Order returns. So there also you have to see that whenever you sell, you should sell the right products. Otherwise, there are many of the things. The products which are sold, it should not come back. We call that as a sales returns. So there also we have to be very, very careful because if you are selling 100 products, then at least 30, 40 if they are coming back, then that is also not a good way. Then choosing the right technology and partners. Now in e-business, I always say that you have to choosing the right technology is very, very important. Now don't go for old technology even though it is cheap. Sometimes it doesn't work. Especially I am seeing in the international marketing that you must be with times. I told you just now only. Have the right technology, which is the current one. So some online retailers may face growth challenges because their technology is limiting them. Now this is what I am trying to say, because many in India this is happening. The technology basically is limiting them, or they have hired the wrong partners. Now this is again a very important issue that you have to understand. I will be uh, coming over there in 2 minutes. So they have hired the wrong partners, agencies to help them manage their projects. Now suppliers or your stakeholders, they should be the correct ones. If you have the wrong partners, or even whenever you are going for outsourcing or anything, then you are making a very big mistakes. Start from suppliers. You must have a good suppliers in your database. At least you have 10, 15 over there. So that if somebody is playing a mischief or he is not cooperating, in that case you can go for the next one. So retailers wanting to achieve growth must be built on a good technology foundation. Now, that is the reason technology, I just now told you, you have got the competitive advantage, all of you, good students. So the thing is that a good technology foundation, they must choose the right. shopping cart solution, inventory management, software, email software, CRM systems, analytics, and so much more. So here we must have the CRM because customer retention, relationship management, this is also very important. CRM has become an effective tool. Now, if you go in the past, many a times the CRM cell was not there. Today we are having the CRM cell in every, not only the online companies, but I am also talking about the retail companies also they have. They have realized the importance of customer relationship management. Analytics, you have to break down into pieces. You have to see what is the meaning because this you can go for artificial intelligence. Then inventory management, I just said that inventory cost should be bare minimum. In addition, during the hiring the wrong partners or agencies to help you implement projects or overseas marketing campaign may also limit your growth. Always you should study the market and see that you have the right combination because for a success, everybody should work together. It's just like a basketball team or a cricket team where everybody has to contribute something and online retailers must choose carefully who to work with. That is very important. So online retailers who are there, they should be very careful because sometimes they don't even know, they are not even seeing the faces over there. The online, everything is online. So we don't know much about the past also. So here we have to be very careful, get the correct people on board and you will get the results. Now, the last point before I come to you in 2 minutes, attracting and hiring the right people to make all that happen. Now, I always say that right man for the right job. So let's face it, online retailers may have visions and aspirations. Every company must have a vision and aspirations. But one true fact remains, they need the right people to help them carry out their desires. So attracting the right talent is key in order to achieve a desirable online growth. Now, this is very important. Talent, if you have, there is no limit to your business then. So here, also having the right leader plays an even bigger role. Now, you are the leaders of tomorrow. You'll be working over there after your graduations. Don't think you have to think from a macro perspective. You are the leaders, and retailers should be out there getting their name out within the online community by attending e-commerce conferences, speaking at events, and networking. So there we should be connected with the other who are there, even the competitors, online community also. So employees want to work for companies that care about them and their futures. So employees also, as I told you, they are the stakeholders. Take them on board. So having a sense of purpose is key. This is very important. So ultimately, the main message is everybody should work together. Now with this, I'm coming to you. Let us see if any questions we can discuss in class. Yes, now we will discuss the questions we had. First of all, before going to the rules and everything. Now, I'll be asking some questions, or if you have any questions, you can also ask me. Now, these are 10 commandments. You can very well see. There's one thing which I wanted to share with you. In the last slide, I have also mentioned. Sometimes there is a saying that sales increase, simultaneously the profit will increase. But it is not 100% true. Sometimes the sales increase, but the net profit, it is not corresponding. Suppose if sales are increasing by 25%, it doesn't mean that the profit will increase by 25%. So the thing is that because sometimes your other budgets, they are also you have to take control of the budgets also, like marketing budgets, IT budgets, and other budgets, staff salaries, overheads. There are other things which are also you have to take into account. So ultimately, the net profit which you are earning, the bread and butter, that is very, very important. So you must understand that these things, the net profit, we are thinking about the net profit because the company grows like that. If you have the money, money is nothing but a capital, and we know that ultimately this money is scarce. Now, whether you are in USA or whether you are in India, money is absolutely scarce. It does not grow on trees. Use the money for the correct use, because that will only, because this is just like a petrol you are putting in a car. And having the right people for the right job, I don't have to say anything. Because the thing is that if you don't have the correct person over there, then you are definitely going to lose the match. It is just like having a cricket team or a basketball team. Then you know if one of the players is not playing or he is unfit, then in that case, what will happen to the game? Can you win the match? Really you have to think about it. So right man for the right job, targeted audiences, all this in e-commerce, and sometimes e-commerce whatever the supplier also is say maybe in some other country or place, you don't even know him. So here the thing is that you have to be very particular because they are the stakeholders. Don't just blindly believe that person. You must have the correct person with you. Then only it is possible. I am telling you. Otherwise, if you work blindly in the business, then it's not possible. Okay. Now, any questions are there? Let's see who. Yes, Deepa Kumari, can you have? I am just going to ask you some question. Yes, Deepa, are you there? Hello, Deepa Kumari, are you there? Yes, anybody else? Now I am going to ask one question. Let's see. It is about why I suggested that the right man for the right job. Now, is this universal? That means, do you really need the right type of people in this, especially about this online business? If so, can somebody explain me why you need the right people? Yes, Ritika, can you tell me? Yes, come on. I want some questions or answers also. You can also ask me questions. Yes, Ritika, why is the principle of right man for the right job? Come on, the answers are not coming. Why was they'll be there? Yes, anybody else? Tanmay,
Yes, sir.
what? Give me the answer.
What?
Why is the principle of right man for the right job? You agree with this, Tanmay?
Yeah, sir, absolutely. Because if you don't like assign the right man to the right job, obviously it depends on the role he's is assigned to the company or the organization. So he has to act in that way, right?
Correct. That means you mean to say that if a wrong person is there, is he a liability to the organization?
Sir, I'm not saying he can be a liability to the organization, obviously, because if he is not fulfilling the role he is assigned to, as he doesn't, if he does not have the skill to fulfill that, obviously he can be a liability because he won't be able to perform that very well or be efficient in that manner, right?
Yeah, correct. Now I am happy Tanmay has given a very correct answer. Now you have heard, everybody has heard what Tanmay has said, and he is correct in his reply. So the thing I told you, it is just like a cricket team or a basketball team or a hockey team, where every person should perform his duty. That is the reason in online business, basically, this is the right players should be there. If somebody is not interested, then in that case, it becomes a problem. It becomes a liability. Good answer by Tanmay. So this is what I am trying to say, that you should understand how this system works from the macro perspective. Secondly, I want to say, let's see who answers this question is about.
So,
Yes,
I'm really
Shruti, you
sorry
go
to
on.
interrupt, but
No, no.
actually, some people are sending their answers on the chat box. So,
Okay.
if you could also check that, it would be
Yeah. That also. Wait. I'm just seeing
thank
the
you.
chat box also. No, that's okay. But I think. Wait a minute.
Yes, sir. I think their mic is not working, so that's why.
Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Now, I'm going to ask at least say, Dale, you are there?
Yes.
Dale, I want to ask you one question. Can you answer my question?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, Dale, the thing is that I wanted to ask you that there was a in the slides it was written that if you increase the sales, the profit does not increase to that extent. Can you give me an example for this? First of all, do you believe that the sales sometimes it increases very fast, say 20%, 25%? Then you tell me
So
why the profits they
I
don't
can
increase.
give you a real-time example. Actually, yeah. Okay, I'll just give you an explanation. An explanation. Um, yeah, it like the e-commerce website or whatever store or something would sell products, and if they are in demand at one particular time, the what you call the buyers would buy it. But when the demand or something happen, demand drops for it, then the even though there are still a lot of products which are being produced, which are being produced by the e-commerce website, they won't be sold, and therefore sales won't be that high. One real-time example would be like if you are into Bitcoin mining or something like, or Bitcoin getting, if you are into cryptocurrency, then there's something known as Bitcoin ASIC miners, and these are like these. There were all these products, all these different type of miners were there on an e-commerce website, and during the time when the profitability of mining Bitcoin was quite low. Like many users would have bought these new devices, but when like the price of like Bitcoin was high or something, or the profitability of mining this coin was very less, then these products were not being bought. So this was a loss.
Okay,
So
absolutely, I agree with you. Now, the thing is that
So
because
can
there is
I
a
add
belief.
something?
Yes, yes, somebody is trying to say something.
Yes, sir.
May I know who is
Sir,
it?
Sir Nishkam.
Wait, I am not seeing you on the screen. Who is it?
Sir Nishkam Wadhwa.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Sir, increase in sales can also be caused due to low prices. Whenever a product is not being sold to an proper extent in the market, the manufacturer or the dealer decrease their prices, thus decreasing their profits too. So we cannot always say that increase in sale will lead to increasing our profits. So that can also be one.
Yes, that's a very good answer. That's a very good answer. Nishkam has given a very good answer, and I am impressed. Earlier, I think Dale also substantiated. Nishkam also gave that sometimes, the pricing is done to such an extent that the profits basically they are very bare minimum. That's what he was trying to say. That it does not mean that your profits they are going to increase only because you are increasing the sales. So that is a misconception. Many a times we think that the sales are increasing, but as I told you that quality leads, there was a in the slides I think you have gone through. We must have good leads over there. The in aviation industry also, I'll just tell you because you must know the examples. See, you have to focus on the people who are of good quality also, who are high net worth, high value. You can use any words which you want, marketing words. Now here the thing is that those customers you have to focus in aviation industry. For example, now if you are going to US or Europe, then in that case some customers they reserve the business class or first class. Now you see the aviation industry, whether you are here or America or Australia, I have seen that basically they are given the preferential treatment. Now, why they are given the preferential treatment? Because obviously they are giving the bread and butter to the company. Now, whichever airlines is there, you see these customers, they are treated. It is only because their main source of income is through this customers. We call that as a frequent customers or whatever you call. The thing is that they give the real bread and butter, the business to this aviation sector. Now it is everywhere. You see in every sector. You see in every sector. So focus on them more because their quality, because they are very sensitive also, I am telling you. I am just giving you an example of aviation sector. You can give me examples of any other sector also. You might be knowing. Yes, Devansh, do you have any other examples?
So I did not get the question. Can you just repeat
No.
once?
No. The question is why we should focus on quality customers.
So because yeah, aviation is one of the example, right, sir? Because it is completely dependent on the technology right now, the autopilots and all. But if you don't have that proper expertise in that area, then you cannot rely on the technology completely because if there can be many situations where the technology is not designed or cannot assess that particular thing. Basically, the predictive analysis cannot be done.
Yeah, so but yes, that's correct. The aviation industry, why I gave you the example? No. The question is this: when you are traveling, the thing is that there is a business class and first class and economy class. But if you see that airline focuses more on business class and first class passengers, because the thing they are paying much more money for a ticket than the economy class passengers. Now it is where why I am trying to tell you that this quality leads because you have to maintain some long-term relationship because marketing when you talk about here we are not believing in short-term relationship. You must understand the difference between selling and marketing. We are not sellers, we are marketeers. In e-business, basically, we believe when we talk about e-business, we talk about some long-term relations. We are not talking about the short-term relations. So in online, when you are going to an online business model, or I am using the word or a retail business model, you see the example is in front of you. You see this retail traders which have been doing their business for the last 100, 200 years. Don't you think that is also marketing? The reason is they have maintained the relations, they have maintained their sanctity, and their basically reputation also they have built up for years together. Today also we are buying the products from them. Today also in this era of Corona era, we are also buying from them. You know it now, everybody is doing it. So maintaining relations long term, this is very important. We don't believe in selling, we believe in marketing. In e-business, basically, you must understand the difference between selling and marketing. We are not sellers. We are not here for short-term relationship. We are here for long-term relationship. In e-business, we are maintaining relations not only with the customer, but I give you the answer is stakeholders. So who is the stakeholder? Can somebody tell me? Yes. Who are the stakeholders? Avi Jain, can you tell me? Some other student? Anybody can participate? Who are the stakeholders in e-business? Yes, Anubhav? Akash? Akansha? Yes. Anybody?
Sir, anyone who has direct or indirect involvement in the organization or a business, so like it affects them as well. So if we take an example, uh, 1 second, sir, I'm really sorry. Yes, sir. So if we take an example of any organization which is government reputed, so even the government and the banks who are associated with, and the clients, everyone, even the employees, everyone has a stake on it. So we can say a stakeholder is everyone indirectly or directly involved.
Shruti, I will give you an example. You just have to tell me yes or no, whether
Yes,
that
sir.
person is a stakeholder or not.
Okay, sir.
Is a society a stakeholder? Yes,
So
Shruti.
society, as in the general population.
Are they stakeholders?
If it becomes a client to a certain company, then of course.
Yes, correct. So society, governments, because they get taxes also from them, from a company, so they are also stakeholders. Then even employees also, staff, they are also the stakeholders. Then even the shareholders who are there, don't forget they are also the stakeholders because they get dividends. So you should see that even the debenture holders, they also get interest. So they are also the stakeholders. See who is, I think Shruti rightly said, who is directly or indirectly connected with the company. They are the stakeholders. So the thing is that when you do good work, they are all benefited. If you don't do good work, then obviously you know the results. So that is the reason I gave you the word that is, it is just like a basketball team, a cricket team where everybody has to play their duty rightly. In e-business, I am telling you there is one thing in e-commerce. Basically, the thing is that you must have the right type of combinations. Here you have to understand. So that is the reason I focused more on customers. I focused on quality leads. In the slides, it is clearly mentioned. We don't see, the thing is that don't waste time in small things. You have to see the bigger picture. I gave you the example of aviation. Tanmay also said the same thing. So you must understand the macro picture. So like this, we have to pull on when you go for e-commerce. You have to see that you have to take all your team together as the stakeholders. So this is what we want. Now, after this, we will be going to the e-commerce rules which are there. That day we started, but we had just done about 4 or 5 lines. So I am again going over there.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes. Who is it? Can you
Uh,
please introduce yourself?
this
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
Oran.
Oran, yeah, yeah, correct, correct. You can ask question.
So, why is it important to cut down inventory costs and what are the ways, like example?
Very good answer. Very good question. Sorry. I was expecting this question. Nobody asked, but Oran has asked. Silvera, I am very happy because I mentioned this term. It is in the slides also. But I am very happy that she has asked me this question. Why to cut down the inventory cost? Now, the thing is that you must see that in inventory, there is a huge amount that is involved. If you buy inventory, there are so many costs that are involved. So you know very well, I told you, when cost goes down, the profit goes up. It's a very simple equation. It's a seesaw battle between the two. So you have to control the cost. This also I told you. That is the reason we are going for this online business. That also I told you. Now, Oran basically she said, now she is asking a question, why the inventory cost have to be curtailed? Obviously, if you see the older business models, if you go to the traditional business models, the inventory cost definitely they are very high because they pile up their inventory, the stocks and everything in that particular shops. Even today also they are doing it. I am telling you. Obviously, they have now they have become wiser to reduce the inventory because there are so many costs involved with the inventory. Number one, the cost is because you'll be buying inventory from the bank, from the say for overdraft or cash credit. You'll be taking from the bank. You'll be paying charges. Number one. Number two, again you have to go for insurance also. So whenever the stock is there or inventory is there, you have to insure that inventory because if something happens, then you'll be again a big loser. So insurance costs are there. Then third one, somebody has to protect that. So you appoint a godown keeper. So that godown keeper has also to be paid his salary or whatever that godown keeper charges. Then the fourth thing that is sometimes if you put this inventory in the warehouse, then warehousing costs they are also going to increase. So in a way, I'm telling you. And the thing is that in medical, if you go over there, sometimes these medicines and everything, there is an expiry date also. So having too much inventory over there, this is going to hurt you. That is, don't try to have heavy inventory, but I will say that there is a solution for it. We call that as optimum inventory. Optimum means whatever you require at that point of time. Optimum inventory. Today also we are going a step further, that we are going for the new model. We call that as the just-in-time inventory. Just like in big malls, we are having just-in-time inventory. Means that tomorrow I'll be starting the work today or tomorrow morning. At say suppose you are starting the work at 10 o'clock, then the inventory must reach at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock sharp. This we call it as a just-in-time inventory. So this inventory is basically where huge amount of money is consumed, and definitely you'll be going, the company may be in loss. So we have to cut down the losses, we have to cut down the cost, and obviously the profit will bloom, profit will go up. So Oran, you understood this concept? Here the thing is that control your inventory, that is the reason I told. Yes,
Yes, sir, I got it now.
you got it?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
good. So we call that as a just-in-time inventory because in malls, when the stock is depleted, when the stock is going down, immediately you take action, swing into action, and the supplier will supply you that material the next day or in the evening also. So that relationship you must have between the company and the supplier, because there is a customer which is waiting over there. That is the reason we must have e-business models. So e-business models today, they are the future. Today, whether some, I think Just Dial and everything, some many of the companies in India, they have started operating these e-business models. Though it has got some disadvantages that can be taken into account. Ultimately, you have to see the benefits rather than, if the benefits are more and the costs are less, then obviously I will see that the model can be accepted. So e-business is here to stay. Don't say that e-business will not be there. It is here to stay. That is the reason we are learning e-business subject over here. Anything else? Any other question? You can discuss. There is nothing wrong. We have to discuss. Yes, Dheeraj, Diksha Chaudhary. Anybody? Dheeraj, you have any question? Diksha, yes, any question?
No, sir.
Okay, Dheeraj. Dheeraj, Harshneet.
No, sir, no questions.
Okay. Yes, I was expecting some because there is a lot of questions you can ask. Like Oran just now, she asked our inventory management. We have to see that we have to not only we have to manage the inventory, we have to even manage the suppliers also. We must have very good relations with the suppliers, have a good database, and you must have the right type of supplier also. That also you must know. And the thing everywhere you should be very perfect. Even the capital which you are getting in the company, that also should be very carefully managed. For example, say money. The right type of money also should be there. You might have learned that if you get more money from the market, we call that as a overcapitalization. That is also very bad. So suppose if you need 100 rupees, then you must get 100 rupees. If somebody is giving you 101 rupees, please don't accept it, because that we call it as a overcapitalization. So more money, that doesn't mean that you'll be doing more business. It is just like having a cup of tea. If you are having in the morning, a cup of tea is there. Now, in that case, if you have a cup of tea, if you put more sugar, that does not mean that you are going to drink the cup of tea. I'm sure you will not drink the tea. Yes, Oran, will you drink that cup of tea if there is a more sugar in it?
No, sir.
Oran is
But,
not going to drink that cup of tea.
But I didn't get it. Why
No.
why wouldn't you take more if the customer is giving? Like, what is the reason?
No, the reason is this: you have to service that loan. No, see, the money as a cost. You must understand the basics. Money as a cost. The thing is that when you accept money from others, from shareholders or any source, you have to pay them interest, dividends, and everything. So don't accept money which is not needed. Otherwise, that will be a leakage on your profitability.
So it is like they give you some work to do. Like,
Can you explain?
And
I'm going to explain this. Wait a minute, Oran, you are trying to say something. What is it?
so is it that if you are given a certain amount of work and you ask for say X amount, and they pay you a little more, so they shouldn't expect you to do more work. I mean, they'd be like, we gave you more money, so you can do more work. So it shouldn't be like that. So that's why you have to control the cost that way. So does it work like that too?
Yeah, absolutely. See, used the Oran, you have used the word cost. I told just now only and beforehand only. See, when cost goes down, the profit goes up. Now the thing is that simple principle you have to remember forever. Whenever you'll be joining any company, don't forget that controlling the cost is very important. Rather than controlling the profit, which you cannot, you have to see the profit cannot be controlled, but you can control the cost. Obviously, I told you that the relationship between the cost and the profit, there is an inverse relationship. If you increase the cost, the profit will come down. If the it's just like a vice versa relationship between the cost and the profit. So the thing is that control the cost. I gave you just now. I told you about say human resources. Okay, you put the minimum number of people which are only required in the company. Don't increase the number of people. The reason is this: too many cooks spoil the froth. Also, that there is a saying in English. I hope you know it. So having many people over there, that doesn't mean that your work will be faster. On the contrary, that will be drain on your resources. So there you have to understand the economics. That is having too much labor or having too much money over there, and you are thinking that your work will be faster. Please don't have that concept, because on the contrary, it might be delayed also. The work may be delayed. Secondly, the cost has to be paid to the labor. So have the right amount of people over there. That is the reason I use the word optimum. Optimum means balanced. I gave you the example of if you are having a cup of tea, then don't have too much sugar in it, otherwise you will not drink. I think Oran has given the answer. She doesn't want to have a cup of tea where sugar is more. Definitely, because that's not tasty also. It is health wise also it is not good if you are having too much sugar in a cup of tea. I hope that clears your answer, or if you have questions you can ask. Yes, Oran, are you satisfied?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other question is there? Arshneet, any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Yes, any other? Mohammed Nirmit, any question? Nishkam?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody has any questions, they are welcome to ask anytime. There is nothing wrong. The reason is that the concepts are very, very important. I want to see that your concepts they are clear. Your basics are very important. Get your basics right.
So what do you mean by business capability?
Business capability, as I told you last time also, that slide also I kept in Teams. Business capable, see, the thing is that your business should be adaptable capability. That slide I already put in the Teams. Your business, see, there is a changing environment in the vicinity. You can see everywhere the businesses they are changing. Dell, for example, if you see near your house also, the business models, the old business model is not going to continue in the future also. So there is a change which we may or may not notice. Business should be capable of handling this uncertain situations. Even Corona also, I think during this era, we also don't know what business model, because we have to go as per the changes. Now there is a new normal situation which is coming today. Can you expect the old business model to work? No. So in that case, keep on changing according to times. Time is the right remedy. So they will definitely make you transform slowly and steadily into the new era, which we call that as a new normal. This is happening very fast now. Now, because of the technology and other things, you have to see that your model, your business model, is according to the times. It is sustainable. It will run for a longer period of time in future. So business capability means your business should be capable of adapting to the new situations. And business is run by you. So you should understand that there are changes which are going on across the market, which has to be absorbed. And you have to implement those changes in your organization. Otherwise, that model will be a flop. So the thing is that it is just like, in the environment, there are so many things which are happening. You can see in this corona also, we are going for we are relying more on technology. So technology related businesses, or you employ more and more technology in whichever business you have, that is going to work. So your business model is changing now. Whether you are working in aviation industry, whether you are working in say pharma industry, I have seen the technology is playing a very big role now. It is only because of the thing that this technology, we mean efficiency, and there is a cost cutting also over there because everybody wants profit to be sustainable, to be there in the market for a long period of time. So here, business capability, it also means that if you don't adapt, then in that case, that business will certainly disappear. So we have to see that you change according to times. Analysts, are you satisfied? Dale?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Anybody else has got? Should I go to the new slides because we have to study the rules also? I know I have not taken a break. Do you want a break? Then you can tell me for 2-3 minutes. I don't mind because I know that continuously sitting, then you might be a little bored also. If you want for 2-3 minutes, I'll take. Otherwise, I'll continue because it's already 9:25. So half an hour I have to finish up the rules also. Yes, Shruti, you are there, no?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, okay. Then should I continue?
So, we can ask everyone. I don't mind anything.
Okay, okay. Yes, Oran, do you want to break or should I continue? Nishkan, everybody, I am asking.
So let's take a break for 2-3 minutes and then we'll continue.
Okay, okay. We'll take a break for 2-3 minutes and we will continue so that you'll be also refreshed. And we are going to the rules of the e-commerce now because that day I just started, but I was unable to finish it. And those rules also I have put it in the teams. You don't have to worry about it. Anyway, we'll take a break for 2-3 minutes. Now it is already 9:26. We'll just take at 9:30. We'll assemble. Good morning. Again, we are starting. Before I go ahead, I am just again reminding that please you have to give the name of your group members, those who have come late, and you have to give me on mail. You have to select the topic from the syllabus, and you have to be prepared that once you select, then you have to work on it. Minimum, I think, 6 slides per student should be there. So the thing is that one group may have, or say there are 4 students. In that case, it will be 24 slides. Per student has to make an effort, at least minimum 6 quality slides. He or she should contribute so that I can take Viva. I hope this message is very clear to all
Yes.
of you. Very nice. Now, since this is clear, one assignment will be given in the month of March as per the schedule which has been given by the college, and I'll be strictly going as per the college guidelines over there so that we will finish because it is only a 2 credit course and it will finish in the right time. We have to finish up all these evaluations which are there in right time. Now I'm going to the slide again and let's see because we have some other material about the rules. Yes. Now this we have started last time. I hope you can see the slides from that side. Yes, Dale, can you see from there?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you can see from there. So this slide I had shown last time, and everything will be posted on the Teams. You don't have to worry. You just look over there. Now, India will ban e-commerce companies such as Amazon and Walmart to Flipkart from selling products for companies in which they have an equity interest. Now, here I am explaining this term. That means if you have some equity means equity shares. Now, if you are forming a company, then this thing that is they will ban e-commerce companies. So these are some of the rules which are in offerings. So why they are there and all these things we are not able to discuss because this is the law. This is India will ban. Obviously, these are some of the changes which are going on the market which we have to absorb. Now, government also said that the companies will be prevented from entering into exclusive agreement with the sellers. Now, this is only to see that there should not be any monopoly. Now, whether it is Indian government or any other government, we have also to see that this is something which we are having the global or international rules, which has to be followed by everyone. You cannot say that this company we will favor or that company we will favor. Then this will again be discrimination, and we don't want any discrimination. Nobody should have bias, and everybody should be on the same platform because everybody is equal in the eyes of law. So the thing government also said companies will be prevented from entering into exclusive agreement with the sellers. There should not be any agreements because it is a type of a concealed monopoly. Now the new rules will be applicable from February 1. Now, an entity having equity participation by e-commerce marketplace entity or its group companies are having control on its inventory by e-commerce marketplace or its group will not be permitted. Now, this is a very clear, the Commerce Ministry of Government of India, they are told very clearly. So you should understand that wherever, for example, I'm just giving an example so that you will understand it better. Now, any entity, now, for example, say XYZ company is there, if they're having, say, equity shares in a particular company, that they will not be permitted to sell their products. Because, equity share means they are just like, monopoly which they are created there. From there only they are selling the products over there. That is that entity's products, which is not permissible. Now, why it is not permissible, we cannot go because this is something which is law. We cannot say that we cannot challenge the law also. We have to just accept it, the laws which are there. Because there may be somebody who has in mind why it is not permitted. It is obviously, you see, that we don't want any concealed monopoly over there. Now everybody should be on the same platform. Now e-commerce companies can make bulk purchases through their wholesale units or other group companies that in turn sell the products to select sellers such as their affiliates or their companies with which they are agreement. Those sellers can then sell the products to other companies or direct consumers, often at attractively low prices. That can be done. So the new regulations follow complaints from Indian lead. See, this is the reason I was telling in the third paragraph. There has been complaints from Indian retailers and traders who say that the giant e-commerce companies are using their control over inventory from their affiliates and through exclusive sale agreements to create an unfair marketplace that allows them to sell their products at a very low prices. Now, this is what is happening. I am telling you, I just told that this is they are selling, their affiliates. Affiliates means their friend circle and other companies. They are making some agreements and their inventory they are clearing over there. That means their products they are selling in the markets at a very throwaway prices. So this is basically not good for the market. You will understand this. Now, this is rules over there which has to be followed if you are doing business in India. Now, that is the reason there has been complaints because sometimes in some companies the products they are also substandard and some big online companies they are purchasing their products and selling their products at a very low prices. Now you can very well say you cannot cheat the customers. The market should be very fair. The market should be very fair. So this type of concealed, monopolies or something like that, because here, keep on selling their products which are unsellable. So this is not allowed. So here from February it has done. So All India Online Vendors Association filed a petition with the antitrust body competition of India. We have in CCI, you might be knowing, there is a Competition Commission of India also, alleging that the Amazon favors merchants that it partly owns. Because Amazon, they have equity interest or they buy some equity shares of some companies, and they are given the examples such as Cloudtail and Appareo. So there basically they favors over there and their products they sell Amazon websites. So this is again which is not allowed. This is not competition. This is favoring to some companies over there which government of India will not allow in India. So the lobby group filed a similar petitions against Flipkart also because there also they are doing it. Alleging violation of the competition rules to preferential treatments for sellers. Just hold on. So Wednesday's notification also said that the cashback that customers get as an incentive while online shopping should not be based on whether the product was affiliate on the platform or not. So the new rule said that services provided to vendors on an e-commerce platform and by that entries affiliate should not be done at an arm's length and in the fair. See, I told you the basic thing why rules are there. There should not be any discrimination. There should be fairness in the market and nobody should take undue advantage of the situation. So that is the reason these rules are there. And here the small vendors and everyone, they also should be protected. So that is the reason these rules are there and it is the Competition Commission of India. They have said because Amazon basically they have indulged, they are circumventing, I will not say that they are circumventing, but the thing is that they had. So there was some allegations against Amazon. They have given the example of Cloudtrail and Appareo. So here the thing is that nobody should take undue advantage over there to create an unfavorable situation because competition must be there, no doubt the competition. But as I told you, some sort of monopoly, concealed monopoly, it should not be there. So the new rule said that the services provided to vendors on an e-commerce platform and by that entities affiliate should be done at an arm's length in the fair and non-discriminatory. That is, see, If you want to compete, you can do it. There is nothing wrong. But why you are taking the help of some other company? Say, for example, a big company over there like Amazon, it should not be there. Amazon is a market, you should know all these things. The new rules will appease small traders and farmers who fear that US companies are making a backdoor entry. You see, this is coming over here. Very important. I'm just telling you, new rules will appease small traders and farmers who fear that the US companies are making a backdoor entry. This is what is happening into the Indian retail market and would squeeze out the small corner shops that dominate the Indian retailing. The Indian retailing sector, this is here for the last 100 years. Then they will be unnecessarily out of the market. And for that reason, I told you that Competition Control of India, the CCI body, that you have to understand that this body is looking so that there should not be any malpractices or predatory pricing means there is something, the pricing is very low or high, usually it is low only, and deep discount by e-commerce players will not offer, because e-commerce players, they try to take advantage of the markets because of the money power, and there is a huge discounts that they are giving. Obviously, the customer is happy, but is this a competition? That you have to think. Customer may be attracted because of the prices and everything, but ultimately, in the long way, I think this is not feasible, because when you are giving huge discounts, and discount means a loss. So that loss can be covered at a later date, because the company has to survive, the company has to be sustainable. So here the thing is that why they are doing it, just to penetrate the market, the big players. So the level playing field should be there. So new rules will put an embargo on the taxes. Yes.
So one thing I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
That you just said that e-commerce, but we cannot ban e-commerce completely, right? Like India doesn't say that it will ban e-commerce completely, because as Amazon is still dodging some of the rules and regulations in India, and it has to do the business according to the Indian regulations. But can we say that we are completely going to ban e-commerce, because Flipkart is on like going around with its way, right?
See, Tanmay, we cannot ban the e-commerce or the Amazon. But the thing is that you have to follow the Indian rules and regulations. That is the only message. And moreover, I just tell you that rules and regulations, every country, you go to Brazil, you go to Argentina, even if you go to Taiwan also, you have to follow the rules over there. Now, more or less, I'll tell you, Tanmay, that basically if you go to any part of the world, the rules are more or less equal. For these online companies, more or less they are equal. So you have to follow whether you are doing business over here or you are doing business in Germany. More or less they are the same. Yes, Tanmay.
Okay, sir, got it.
Because see, these are the global rules, and the thing is that you cannot circumvent that. And these big players, they often do it because they got the money power, contact power, political power, and obviously all this, they try to, because what will happen, the small traders, they'll be out of the woods. And the thing is that India basically, because these small traders, they have been trusted for 100, 200 years or more. You cannot sidetrack them like that with your money power. You cannot do it. There is a Competition Control Authority of India. They are watching this type of malpractices which are going, even predatory pricing also. Predatory means, they are giving deep discounts. Now you tell me, if you are giving deep discounts over there, then who will buy the products from the retailers? You tell me, Tanmay. Anybody will go and buy the products from retailers if you are giving huge discounts to the products?
So even if they are providing you a 200 rupees discount, still you won't go to them, right?
Yeah. So, see, customer is obviously attracted, because to catch the fish, you have to put the bait also. So you are giving discounts. So don't forget that discount is nothing but a loss in financial terms. And no company will make losses like that. On the contrary, they will attract the customers, and later on they will slowly raise the prices. But this is not fair in the Indian market or any other market in the world.
Sir, but one thing, just a question came that the kind of discount, for example, if you go to buy shoes on Amazon, then they sell that 5,000 shoes in maybe 3,500. But sir, for that particular company, like if it is Adidas, then Adidas has that particular contract with Flipkart or Amazon that they will charge less. So we cannot
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that it can be a loss, right? But if it is a retailer store, then that cannot be the case. Like they really have to bear that loss. So how does that work out?
See, you have to work out the economics. Basically, the thing is, that's what I'm trying to tell you. The CCI body is watching all these developments. It is a continuous process. I know that nobody wants to indulge in loss. Tanmay, you must understand the business model of every company, I will say. Nobody wants losses. You tell me which company wants losses. Now, the thing that there should not be any backdoor consultations or like this, which is happening, which Amazon has done in the past. I have given the examples also. So the thing, this type of circumventing the laws, this should not be there. And moreover, you can directly put your products on the Amazon, but Amazon is indulging. They have indulged in this type of practices to sell out other companies' products where they at a deep discount, so that nobody will buy the products from the retail sector. Now, is it? You tell me, is it this? Is this competition over there? It is not a competition. It is unfair competition. It is unfair competition. I am telling you. That is the reason Government of India is angry on this type of malpractices. You must understand, because what happens, if straight away you are not allowed, then you are circumventing, you are going around the circles and doing the same thing again. So we cannot do these things, because see, you can be caught. See, one time you can do business, but the next time somebody is going to complain, your competitors, that this type of a business is not allowed. So you have to be fair. That there should not be any cause of complaint that anybody should be heard. See, there is a market, huge market is there. Why we should go for the short-term gains? See, ultimately, I told you that basically when you are selling products in Amazon or Flipkart or any other bigger online stores over there, I told you in marketing we have to create long-term relationship with the customers. We are not here as a sellers. I told you. So then why you
Yes,
want
sir.
to, why you want to do this short-term, this tactics and everything? So
Yes,
this
sir,
is
I got
going
it.
to hurt.
Yes, sir, understood.
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm going to the slides. We have got about, I think, some time left. I'll just finish up the slide so that you will also see. Walmart also said that, see here, CAIT has raised objections to Walmart also. Say $16 billion acquisition of Flipkart, saying the deal would create unfair competition and result in predatory pricing. So all these things are happening. You see these permutations and combinations. I am just giving you, because I am telling you this is a continuous process. It is just like a work in progress, where the new players will come and they will try to do something which is irregular. I won't call it as illegal, but they are doing which is something which is circumventing the law. And the new regulations build on existing rules under which foreign investors can acquire 100% of e-commerce with the exception of a model based uh, from which they are barred. Now, this is also very, you can see that once you are barred, then you form some new company over there and you start doing the business. To hold. So here, these things are also banned. So Amazon India said it is currently evaluating the new rules. While Flipkart did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Now you can very well see that these types are. I mean, this is happening. I have given you, and there is one more slide also where I'll just go and show you. I don't know whether I'll be able to complete this or not. There is one more. This FDI rules are also there. E-commerce, basically, this is I also put in the this thing teams. So here also the new policy for e-commerce bars companies from selling products exclusively on their online portal. So many things are there exclusively on their online portal. Discounts are offered by online e-commerce firms are expected to drop sharply under the new FDI policy. The government of India, you must see, this new FDI is aimed at uplifting, especially those with physical presence only. But the move is likely to make it difficult for the regular online shoppers. You see, as I told you, that the highlights are very, very important because this FDI policy, government of India, they are said that these Indian sellers who are there in the market for 100 to 200 years, they are the backbone of the, you can say, the Indian economy also. And they are doing a roaring good business for years together. And they have been trusted over. Now, suddenly this FDI is coming, these companies, they come and it is uh, followed. Even today also they are circumventing the law. So you can see the big discounts and everything which you are seeing. Certainly, this is not good for the market. This is what the government of India they are saying. So companies like Amazon and Flipkart are now looking to include more third-party sellers into their systems. So now you see, this is a very important which has given new FDI rules in e-commerce intended at providing it should be a level playing. Everybody should be in the same over there. Came into effect from February 1. So the new policy for e-commerce bars companies from selling exclusively on their online portals. So online entities with foreign investments cannot offer products sold by retailers in which they have equity stakes. So all these things you have to go through. I know the time is running out. I have put this on the website also. I mean, sorry, that Teams also. So we see no more deep discounts and everything. You should not give very deep discounts, resulting into an unfair competition. You have to follow wherever you are going, whether you are working in UK also, they got their own rules over there. But more or less, I have seen that the rules they keep on changing because there are a lot of things, unhealthy things which are going on in the market, and every government tries to protect their vendors or retailers because they have to see that they are there, they are trusted people. So nobody should take disadvantage of any situation which is there in any country. I am not only talking about India. Here I have put some slides, you can go through it and you can very well study that no more deep discounts. Don't take unfair advantage of the competition. These are the some of the rules that we have to understand. Everybody should be on the same platform and do business. We are here to do business the healthy way, not by doing something, nobody likes it or something like that. You do business. No, the customer should be benefited, you should be benefited. But it doesn't mean that we any unfair advantage, predatory pricing, over pricing, under invoicing, over invoicing, everything is bad in competition. We want competition. We accepted competition, no doubt about it. Yes, any questions? Janvi, any questions? Ganesh, Hitesh, Himesh, sorry. Any questions? There are few minutes left. Yes, Harshneet, Vaibhav, Diksha. Diksha, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Devraj, Devansh, Akansha, any questions?
No, sir, no questions.
Okay. If anything is there, please go through the slides, read it very carefully. And I'm telling you, these laws, they are continuously, this is a work in progress. And they are going to change as per the situation which is going in the market. They are not stagnant rules. They are going to change because big companies they play mischief and definitely with their money power, then political contacts and everything, whatever they are doing, and this should not result in unfair competition. That is the basic message to the big online players. Now, again, before ending, because I just got about three or more minutes left. Again, I am reminding, I want the names of the students, the group members, that basically Shruti will be sending the WhatsApp message. Please see that everyone is on board,
Sir, I
because we don't.
sent the message
Yeah,
already on the group.
okay. Now, Shruti has already sent the message. Please go through it. And I am telling you, because time is a constraint today, it is a very short course, so I don't want to see that if anybody is left out in Vivas, please give the names by the end of this week. And you have my mails. You can very well send the group members' names along with the topic. Please try to expedite the matter, select the topic, and uh, finalize that topic, which should be from the syllabus only. And do a research work, 6 slides per student. I hope this is all clear. You can have in the PPT format, which will be good for you only. Any questions are there?
No, sir.
No questions. Harshneet, any questions? Because only 3 minutes are left.
No, sir, no questions.
Okay. So now we are getting, because next time when we come, because from March onwards, there are MCQs, there are assignments, there are Vivas. Be prepared, go through the slides, read it. If any
What
additional
about today's
information.
attendance?
Yes, Dale. Yes, Dale, you want to say something? Any question?
Yes, no, I was like asking about what about today's attendance since you asked.
Yeah,
Said
yeah. So
something.
very good, very good. Sorry, yeah, because I was also very good, very good. Dale has told me, I forgot actually. Now I am taking the attendance. Very nice. This alertness should be there. Somebody should remind me about this attendance. Once I forgot, long time back. Today Dale has told, I am happy about it. I have taken the attendance now. I think there is only, I can see screen, there is only 1 minute. I hope that there is no other question left. I can see a number of students. I want them to participate. This is your last year. Many of you might have got your placements or will get the placements. So don't be discouraged. There's a huge market, and I know this is a very good batch also, which is where I am teaching. Shivansh, any questions? Shiv Mehra? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Shiv Mehra. Go through the slides. I'm telling you, whatever the rules, regulations, follow it very carefully, because there is a reason behind it. Government of India will not do it like that. We have to protect our industries, we have to protect our labor, we have to protect our retail sector. Okay, I am closing it now. It is already 10 o'clock. Thank you very much. And please send the names by this weekend.